That's
I wouldn't.
what we're currently doing.
Yeah. It would become very...
No, we're currently progressing towards beginning that arc.
I thought this was the we're shit out of luck and food arc. How do we fix it for long term so we don't have to worry about crunching the numbers every day?
No, we're gonna be getting to that arc when we find out we don't have any fish eggs.
Yeah. I don't feel like that's much of a campaign arc if it's literally find food. Like, where's the epic story?
Well, you know.
This is not that kind of game,
You know.
Sure it could be. We could have pursued that.
It could be many things, you know. Primary goal, you could say, would be to survive, which case, every week you would, it would be like the X-Files, where it's like, but only then it's like, today we need to find, like, bras. Like, because bras wear out over time, and they're pretty important, so we need to go find those.
Yeah, Potman is
What?
in need of a new brassiere.
That's serious. There's like a list of like possible things you can have like the player characters go find if they're part of like a survival group and all flesh must be eaten and need objectives to achieve. One of them is brassieres.
I understand the support value, but are they really that important?
I mean, I
Hey,
guess
you try running away from zombies without one. Motherfucker.
Only in slow motion. Yeah, I guess I'm kind of hoping for more of a story. Like, plot, overarching story. I don't know.
That's fair.
a plotomagy.
Because, like, in Summer Meadow, we had the whole plot thing. Obviously, our primary thing there was, like, survive and escape. And then there's the lab thing, and that seemed like it was revealing the major plot. And we've kind of chosen to avoid it since. Although now it's reared its head back up, but I have a feeling we're going to go into the same thing of avoiding as much as possible.
Pretty much.
That whole conversation has gotten Potman firmly in the let's beat him to death with our own bare hands camp.
We already lost that opportunity.
We don't know where he is.
He knows where we are.
And
he's gonna send shit to fuck with us.
Yeah.
Okay.
If that's like the
That
day
sounds
in,
like the build up to a nice, interesting plot.
Not really. If it's just
No,
day in, day out.
because he wouldn't need to come to deal with this. He would just send people to capture, kill us.
I still don't think he would have ever come in the first place.
Maybe.
I don't think we missed any opportunity.
It was an opportunity to try.
Insofar as there is one now as well.
There's a circular argument on both sides. Like,
The argument
we
just
definitely did not try. That much is very true. But yeah, we don't know one way or the other.
The hypothetical is in the past. Show the future, but what about going sideways, man? Sideways.
And
Yeah, I don't even need a roll on that one to know he's talking bullshit.
Yeah, I was kind of
I've
hoping that was
talked
going to
crazy
turn
enough.
into fucking sliders. Bullshit.
Okay. All that matters is that I know what he's talking about.
It's to jump to the left.
Well, that's what Eugene should have done. Just start. You mean like sliders, right?
That's it. That's it. He has created a functional jump to conclusions, Matt. It is his life's work, his masterpiece.
Yeah, he's doing the fucking time warp.
God damn it! He could just skip boring phases of his life.
It's just a jump to the left, and a step to the right.
The whole
did he put his hands on his
term
hips
for it,
yet?
the whole like sidestepping or whatever thing. It just keeps making me think again of World of Darkness. Because it's like a werewolf thing where they step into the magical world.
They step
whatever.
sideways. Yeah.
Yeah, step sideways.
So if Lance Frost is a vampire,
He must have been a werewolf the whole time.
Knight's a werewolf. They are from Europe.
My God.
Somebody call Cliff Benton. He must hear of this.
Get Cliff Benton on the line.
Jeez.
As we find a red telephone.
Next thing you know, we're gonna have mages popping up.
Who says they aren't already?
Well, we just wouldn't remember that.
Okay, it's not World of Darkness, but I'm just saying, for anyone familiar with Unknown Armies, Potman is clearly a narco-alchemist.
I can totally see that.
Yeah.
Where do you see it going, Grimith?
Please say narco-alchemy.
I don't even know what that means. That makes less sense to me
I
than
mean, I can
Franklin
put the two words together, like narcotics and alchemy.
Yeah. Well,
Doesn't mean they work.
well, I have in mind what's going on. I don't establish, or I try to avoid establishing expectations in tabletop games, pretty much as I do in real life. And the players have continued to thrive, despite of dangers, including shot to various limbs by trained professionals. Where we go from here, I'm not concerned about stagnancy. I do listen to players, and I try to supply what it is that they might be interested in, particularly if they end up, the choices or mistakes happening in a game go that way. Potman, for instance. But there are other opportunities.
I feel like
Nice just leaving it at that.
Potman.
throw all the Silent Hill shit you want at me. I'll enjoy it.
Silent Hill.
Like Desiccation was enjoyable because it was completely new and different.
Oh.
It'd be like a Monster of the Week thing. You guys are like Power Rangers.
We're like,
Well, we do come together to form, the power
Something.
group.
It didn't have to come to...
Didn't need to be this way.
And, it would be like a Monster of the Week thing, and along the way, it's like a television series in the aspect. Like, it can't be a movie where we have an ending and everyone's satisfied, because Aaron's like, I don't want my character to be happy, then what the fuck am I doing here if
Well,
he's
that's
happy?
why you play the Lord of the Rings type story, where in the end of it, he's so emotionally traumatized, life is never the same.
And he goes after the Grey Lands.
But, yeah, he has to leave.
Lord of the Rings meets Silent Hill. Ship it.
I could see it.
I didn't even play Silent Hill. Maybe I'll have to do some research. For,
Just the first three.
I'm not...
Yeah,
I'm-
4 is also doing pretty
okay.
good.
For someone who's running a zombie game, I'm not too much into horror, so don't much care for the horror genre.
I'd actually,
Person.
I'd expand it to say the first 4 even, but yeah,
I didn't like The Room, but I could see why people would like The Room.
it's interesting because random shit's happening. Yeah.
But,
Mechanically, it's a little annoying.
I think there are opportunities for all characters. We've seen some emotional growth. Trusty Tony has revealed an emotional side of himself that he will continue to hide, and perhaps if this were a more serious game, and maybe if the other player characters cared about each other's emotions, those can be explored within or without or outside the confines of the session.
If these people cared about each other's emotions.
Yeah.
That's
What are those?
Like, I know the characters that you've made, but they can still just as easily change. Either that or they die. But it would allow the opportunity for you folks to grow.
I think if we start getting into the emotional side of stuff, everybody's just going to be waiting for me to snap and murder everybody.
You to snap and murder.
I'm apparently the one everybody considers a psychopath.
He's the one I consider to
What?
have sensitive hearing.
Are you kidding me? Potman is getting on your case for leaving too many people alive. Cat is the one that he thinks is a psychopath.
No, I mean externally from outside the group.
Oh, you mean...
Fletch is just the rapist, man. That's all you have to worry about. And look, there is a sudden injection of females into this equation. That's
I've noticed. But
that's what long-term survival means. That's what Jax is angling at. Come on, man.
are you trying to imply I haven't already sized up all the options and decided to stick with the first one?
Right, the one you left behind walking out of that news van ever so long ago.
Colette
doesn't have
could
to know
change
that.
that, but I don't really see her showing up.
Colette changed.
Oh, Colette.
Dr. Vivian Cross?
Kind of old, isn't she?
Samantha's in her 30s.
She looks good.
Time to trade her out for a new model.
Just waiting for the new younger blonde to come along.
Still got that new blonde smell.
Send her down to the shower.
Oh.
Wow.
That was bad. That was bad.
It was great. What are you talking about?
I usually have an inane comment for situations like this.
It was glorious. I thoroughly enjoy that joke.
I will get Aaron back eventually at some point in the future.
New blonde smell. Yes. A wide variety of NPCs I've introduced. I've made skill and stat blocks for them because, I didn't know what would transpire. I assumed that many would end up dying along the way, and they have. But I've created opportunities for possibly the group to flesh out their own survival clique. In which case, the drama doesn't so much turn to you guys are snagged at being here, because there would be no stagnancy with so many volatile people together. Instead, you end up going to, the groups that focus, a survival situation that focuses interior rather than exterior. Which, to be fair, has been happening here for the most part. In this campaign, zombies themselves haven't been so present. There haven't been that many combats. It's all been the drama surrounding the zombie apocalypse. The reason why last session ended up so bad is because everyone fucking failed to spot the zombies crawling toward them.
Hey,
Would've been
that was
just
not
as
us.
bad
That was
regardless.
the NPCs you rolled for.
No, that was you, that was
Two of us failed
Fletch, and that was Jax. At
Let's
the end.
let's
Okay,
face it.
whoa.
Okay, we
The
spot them.
zombies crawling towards us wasn't a big deal. The snipers and megaphone were.
It still wouldn't. It would have been the same result because, face it, we spot them 100, 200 yards out somehow. We would basically say, "Oh, we don't have the range." We wait. Okay, now they're at the door,
Yeah.
and then we start shooting. Like it would have happened the same either way.
Well, we would have had more Molotovs.
Yes.
A lot more Molotovs.
We would have had
Hey.
Molotovs.
You would have had more
Lot
time to prepare for the situation.
More Molotovs.
Every
We would have
Molotov.
had. We would
That,
have had Molotovs.
that and the shooters might have been attempting to hit you at night at first instead of during the day.
And we'd be trying to hit them at night, which wouldn't happen because night.
Because
Everything named night in this game is terrible.
fucking
Night.
penalties!
Night.
Night. Actual night.
And, you haven't resolved the hover arm, so it's not as if everything's
And
complacent
nobody
here.
even wants to. Like, ugh.
Just there.
I know
It's
the
just-
role
I would
sucks,
love
but we
to.
need to take
It's
care of it.
just, no, I'd love to. It's just I have no idea.
You walk around and wait for it to attack you. That's basically what it'll boil down to.
Like you and lured into a random
I mean,
battle.
that's why I was talking about bait. I was trying to figure out a good way to do it. I'm down for it if we can put together a strategy.
That doesn't involve Potman being the bait.
Honestly,
I-
even then,
it would be preferable, but even if all we can come up with at the time is wander around randomly searching, it's better than doing nothing.
oh, that reminds me, Grimith.
Yeah.
Potman's going to talk to Alfonso about how getting marked works to try and figure out if he is.
Okay. That can be a conversation that we have between sessions. With
That's
that
fine.
in mind, I will say that with my birthday coming up this weekend and family plans being what they are, there likely won't be a session next week. I thought about this for sure, and this week is going to be so eventful, and my weekend might be so eventful that
What, no bacon?
I only wish there was a Wet Willies here so I could just get daiquiris on demand, but there's not. I could really use one of those. At any rate, yeah, no session, so that you'll have 2 weeks to think about where character progression is going, what you want to do from here, and how much time that you would like to attempt to pass. I, of course, have my own time scale, your timeline that flows in the background. Events that will eventually come to you if you are not proactive. As, you know, Ryan fears, things will just come to you.
Days until Knight's laser satellite is in position.
Yeah.
Can we do something so inefficient as laser? Why not?
After recently conquering, you know, Artesia, they did have food for a lot of fucking people, and it's not as if zombies ended up being that much of a concern, stealing the food or killing people after what happened with Dominic. So, yeah, you do have some food. I gotta add the soldier rations to that. I think they're trusting enough, but that'll carry you through 2 weeks, which might be enough time for Eugene to finish deciphering things, but Eugene's got his own problems.
I still think we should organize a group to go and, for one, we need cars, but to go and try to scavenge, pillage the remains of the old megaphone establishment
In Boonesboro.
Yeah,
there's a lot of weapons laying around there.
Kat's gonna need at least a week though until she's ready to handle combat again.
Yeah, it's also you folks have sustained rather severe damage just from your encounter with desiccation. So,
and a bullet.
He was a chump.
Yeah, Potman for his part is just going to be reading and reading and reading until something happens that makes him not.
Yeah, I'll have to give it a lot of thought because I don't really have a lot of stuff I need to be really working on at the moment.
With that in mind, let's see. Being there, all cast members who participate in the game receive 1 point of experience. Good roleplay, 1 point per instance. I don't care so much about that. Everyone did alright with their roleplaying. I think you stuck with your characters. And you advance the storyline while remaining in character, technically.
That's still up in the air.
That's right. Well, either that or you had some ingenuity who used some tactics and problem solving to deal with plot devices. So 3 experience points for everyone. Depending on how much time ends up passing, will it be, you know, gauge what you could actually invest it on, because what would be reasonable for you to practice or attempt. As skills get higher, it needs to take longer. There need to be more sessions that pass. I think one concern I have looking back is that I allowed skills to be ramped up too quickly when they shouldn't have been, but that's okay, because I can nip that in the bud now.
Speaking about that, Trusty Tony wants to have one of the soldier guys to teach him how to shoot a rifle. Because
not really the ammunition for that unless the 22 stuff is used.
That's what I was talking about using.
Okay.
Should we really be using that? We just expended a lot of handgun ammo. I mean, he's familiar with guns. It might be more advantageous just to learn it through doing it, like as we need to.
Whenever we encounter a lesser horde, you know, that type of thing.
Or go hunting.
Or hunting.
That's what that's
great for taking down big game, but
that's what Tony was going to go do. He's going to go off hunting. Trying to, anyways.
Just going to go off.
Come back 3 days later.
Tony walked off into the sunset, said he was going hunting.
He converts the forklift into an all-terrain vehicle and takes off.
We find the Battle Wagon Mark III. It's actually a giant walking tank. It is literally the Shagohod.
How many points is it to raise an attribute?
To raise an attribute costs 5, unless you're raising it from 5 to... unless it's at 6, apparently.
Would it be like... I'm trying to clean up the character sheet a little bit. I'm thinking about just getting rid of drawbacks that don't really matter.
Sure. The resources one, for instance, doesn't matter.
The only other that's like secret, he's a criminal. It's not much of a secret anymore, and there's no government.
One of my also big concerns about All Flesh Must Be Eaten does involve the qualities and drawback system, and that I don't particularly like it that much. The drawbacks, I think, had I had a better idea of where this campaign was going to go when I started, like if I actually had more familiar with All Flesh Must Be Eaten, would have worked out, but I didn't. And I wasn't exactly sure going to the equation. I think if I did this campaign again, I would have no drawbacks. Like, you can't get points from that, you can't take drawbacks.
I definitely prefer some other systems' form of negative qualities.
Like negative qualities and positive
things
qualities.
that more commonly affect you, like, regardless. Like, taking some of these is just like a joke.
Right, you know, I've had, like, discussion, like, say with you, Ryan, where I didn't feel so good about, like, certain things, but the more I thought about it, like, when I try to assign, like, drawbacks to characters, I'm like, Like, drawbacks can just be, like, if you're having problems, like, coming up with personality quirks, but no. I don't like the drawback system, as All Flesh Must Be Eaten portrays it.
Yeah, I'm not a huge fan, and by disallowing them, you would create weaker characters, so that seems to be two birds with one stone. Unless you do want an epic heroic campaign.
Who does heroic campaign?
But yeah, if I did All Flesh Must Be Eaten again, it would either be no drawbacks or a vastly paired or even my own, like, custom drawback list tailor-made for the campaign. I don't know, making my own campaign, which is what I'm already doing the way it is, takes heavy lifting. A lot of fucking effort here.
Just run LCS RPG again, nothing ever happened.
I want to go back to just running Adventure Pass. This shit takes too much time.
Well, there's always that Warhammer Fantasy sitting around. There's still a few more in that chain.
Oh, yeah. Wouldn't have to worry about drawbacks there.
Oh, speaking of Warhammer RPG, the company that did it, but apparently there's some big tabletop RPG things going on, so the company that owns the Warhammer RPG system, like, got bought out by someone else right now, and I don't. Some weird shit's going on.
It's changed hands multiple times.
No, it is.
Yeah, it's a company that
Citadel, is it Citadel or Fantasy something?
I don't remember who.
It's Fantasy Flight.
Fantasy Flight.
Fantasy Flight and Citadel does, like, they do something with the miniatures. I know they do the paints.
Yeah. But they just got bought out, like, today.
Yes. In the resulting time between sessions, because there will be a 2-week gulf again, I do heartily encourage you folks to talk and converse with each other about what you want to do. Like, it's kind of important. Like, what you care about, the amount of effort you put into it is going to show in the amount of stuff that you get out of it, particularly if there are things that you don't like. This can continue to be the B-rated, campy, you know, lighthearted romp that it is, and we're all apparently having fun with that, as we have been for the past 20 sessions, but it can only keep going for so long before someone might desire change. Ryan's already expressed his concerns on that front.
I just don't want it to stagnate.
Right, which is certainly possible. I don't think it will, but, you know, I've been wrong about things before in my life.
Hey, Grimith.
What's up?
Over the course of the next 2 weeks, will Potman get enough studying in to buy agriculture from 1 to 2?
I don't think so.
Okay, in that case, has he done enough shooting, running, and hiding to justify dexterity going from 3 to 4?
Yes.
Okay, now I'm going to do that.
That's the, like, you can only increase an attribute once, and so I would reflect back on the entire campaign, in which case Potman has definitely done enough dexterous things.
Yep. So far he's increased intelligence and dexterity.
I believe Ryan marked the attribute he increased with apostrophes on the character sheet.
Oh,
It's actually the Greek mark prime.
Wow.
Apostrophes.
I am not going...
That's like, you know...
Because if you look at them, they're not perfectly vertical.
Sure.
Wow. Okay.
Nerd!
They are the prime values of his attributes.
Yeah, okay, whatever. Nerd.
You say.
Nerd.
Fucking
I'm
nerd.
okay with that.
But yeah, you'll want to determine how much time that you want to spend before you end up doing a thing. Certainly you guys are going to want at least a week to heal up. At least those of you who are injured. Potman doesn't want to do a lot of adventuring anyway. He has food concerns. Trusty Tony has his own dark designs. So does Kathlyn. You don't get to work. And if you want to interact with any of the NPCs, that's certainly possible. We can have mini sessions and events. If you would like to learn more about the NPCs, at some point I will be adding the slate of NPCs that have been introduced as a result of this session and last session to that spreadsheet that I gave you folks some time ago.
That reminds me, if we're going to be going forward 2 weeks, I don't think it's going to take that long for people to notice that Potman isn't sleeping anymore.
He's turning. That's it. Gotta put him down.
It probably won't. Eventually, despite the callousness of even Trusty Tony, they're going to notice the mental changes that have been happening to Eugene.
Like, he's literally not sleeping anymore.
Or attempting not to.
Yeah, he is...
Which is going to reflect wonderfully on his attempts to understand the horticulture labs, let me tell you.
Yeah.
He had one job.
Like, he quickly gets, like, the, deeply sunken eyes, fidgeting, just that look where, like, the head starts dipping down slowly and then jerking back up again.
I think Potman's one job is to suffer for Aaron.
The way you describe it, are we really going to notice much change?
Yes.
Jordan made that quip before, and the answer is yes. That's an example of the callousness and, the humor in the situation where this is a genuine, change in personality of the character.
Like, despite everything, Potman has slept and eaten and joked and all of that.
And smoked.
He's not sleeping.
And that's going to be reflecting pretty fucking heavily whenever he attempts to decipher the horticulture.
Yeah, and I don't mean like tossing and turning. I mean he's just staying awake.
Right, you said intentionally not sleeping, so he's forcing himself to stay awake.
Yeah. So, yeah, that's something to chew on.
I mean, it's shitty, but
I'm just saying, that's something for you guys to chew on, if you want. It's something that you guys will notice, regardless of whether or not you act on it.
Maybe.
I think that's fair for them to know.
I think my biggest thing at the moment is just trying to see how well the new additions adapt or recover, if at all, and seeing who's willing to actually stay and who wants to go and commit suicide.
I will have to handle checks regarding these characters' attributes. As noted before, I have, flesh out basically, this is what this character can do. Like, Dell, for example, he did construction, and so I had him with construction-y type skills. Some characters are better than others. They just have more skills. Some are pretty much just hanger-ons. In this case, in this example, one of the people advertised themselves as a veterinarian, which is a more skilled person than, say, a thespian.
Which is why he was beaten to death. You just don't get a humanities degree.
Aww. That's why I know I'd be fucked. You did what now in college? Yeah, history. Fuck you. That's not useful. Analyze this, bitch. Write a 10-page research paper on why I'm gonna kill you.
I can sympathize with the irony of my situation.
Something that effect, yes. I like how you called them all strippers.
Well, they have
them
stripper
do have
names.
stripper names.
Okay.
I swear, you might not realize it, but you're using a stripper name generator.
Especially.
Look, Alfonso Bertuccio's his same name came from that, okay?
Okay,
So,
well, I'm just saying.
feeling Pink was not part of the randomizer.
no, Sophia Wallsmith was. That's her actual name, and her nickname. That's her call sign, man. You wouldn't know about that because you're not hip with the 90s shit.
Call sign? What do you... No, that's her fucking handle. You don't call it call sign.
She can't have a handle. There are no more handles in the post-apocalyptic world.
I know, Army Salvage took them all with the light bulbs.
Those bastards!
And the fucking remote to turn off Knight's monitor.
Potman really was looking for that, too.
Yeah, that whole room is just one of those things. It's like, I don't even fucking know. Like, it's working, so let's just hope it keeps working and never look at it again.
Never speak of this moment again, except for the showers, which means, Riggs, you are now shower master. You have to let so anyone who wants to take a shower in the morning must also go through the gauntlet of finding Riggs.
Must shower.
Go to hell. You don't understand. I have to take a shower.
If you don't let me shower, then you have to smell me.
My sense of smell was damaged. Not my problem. I'm actually a Decepticon.
He's
I'm
already got
actually
the
a
image taking
Decepticon.
off the glasses like, the fuck you say? You want how many showers this week?
Because that answer is more than 0, and it's incorrect.
I'll tell you when you smell too much. And I can't smell.
God damn it, Starscream.
Well, Jax has gone the gamut from Megatron to pretty normal guy with deep voice to Optimus Prime, so we're seeing a personality shift in him.
That's right.
He's redeeming himself. He only killed one little girl. I was impressed.
I was expecting more.
You were
Yeah, I was
impressed?
expecting more just psychotic beat the shit out of them.
Oh. And the way you just sort of casually immediately shot one in the head.
She wouldn't shut up.
And then the immediate rebuke from Alfonso, like, you used a bullet on that?
I'm sorry I slapped you, but I didn't think you were going to stop talking and I panicked.
I'm panicking! I'm panicking!
You gave them the count of 1.
The count of 0. It was shut up, bang.
Well, like I said, you gave them a count of 1.
Mm-hmm.
A count of 0 means you just shoot them,
I'm gonna
regardless
count
of what they
a
do.
bomb.
And then 2, 3, and 4 later.
Oh.
I'd like to say that I closed the door behind me, too.
Well, then you should have left it more mysterious. I closed the door behind me, and then whenever I open it, we never heard from them again.
No, because people would take that in all the wrong ways.
Would they?
You cannot put Fletch into a room with 14 and 16-year-old girls and not have people go to the wrong idea.
It's true.
As if they aren't already.
Especially after you made that comment about jailbait and there being no more jails. Especially after that.
Oh, I took him to jail, alright.
They did not pass go.
Did they collect $200 though?
No,
No,
they got
Jesus
stabbed.
We
They're
never
not
heard from them again.
Who's?
Whores.
Alright, folks. That's
This
the
is
word.
what it's devolved to. Time to stop.
Yep. Time to go look at Anvil porn.
I could use the anvil.
Excuse me. Those are
No. See you later, everyone. Take care.